Christmas time is here. We'll be drawing near.
Well, this morning, as I was driving up High Street, a deer ran across the road. And I started really fretting about it, worrying about this animal. Who should I call and all of that? But what I've learned about animals is that oftentimes they're a messenger to me. So I remembered instead what I've read about the appearance of deer. And one of the things that my book, Animal Speak, says is that deer remind us to go deep. They are the woodland creatures that lead us deep into the darkness of the forest. And so to follow them spiritually and psychologically, I said, okay, I'll go with that one instead. So little deer, thank you for being my messenger today. We've been studying and talking about the values that we as a community have chosen together, and we're on number 9 today. Number 9 is it is commitment. Are there any commitment phobes here? Anybody ever had trouble making a commitment in your life? Yeah, it can be a scary proposition to even talk about the word commitment. So I commend you all for having chosen commitment as one of the values that we treasure here and we want to see more of going forward. So as usual, I want to open it up to you. I want to ask you what commitment means to you. What does it mean? What are we afraid of? What are all the things about commitment that come up for you today? So I'd love for you to raise your hand when you're ready to share. Francine.
Not needing to be right.
Oh, a commitment to not needing to be right? Ooh, boy. That's good. That's what
keeps the commitment.
Okay, so you give up the right to be right in order to keep a commitment?
Yes.
There we go. Thank you. That's a good one. Oh, we have Kristen.
For me, it's recognizing that when I'm afraid to commit to something, I'm very committed to something else. So if I'm afraid to commit to a friendship, what am I committed to instead? I'm committed to my independence, or I'm committed to being afraid. So that's what I remember.
Aha. Thank you. So when I'm afraid to commit to something, it's because I'm committed to something else. Yes, Carol.
Good morning. Fear of making a mistake.
Committing to the wrong thing? Yes. Oh, we got a whole bunch of hands over here. We'll start with Karen, then you pass it over to Maggie.
Well, I know I'm ready to commit when I get the feeling of hell yes. Then I know I'm ready.
I know commitment is a beautiful thing when I hear music like that, because it takes a commitment to show up and do what's needed to be excellent at your craft. It takes commitment to all come together and decide on some things so that it sounds like music instead of something else. And so I love that kind of a commitment to beauty and love and all of that. And then my other issue, on the other hand, is there was a quote, I think it was Gandhi, I'm sorry, and he committed to doing this peace walk, and everybody was committed to it and doing all these kinds of things to help him. And on the day of it, he said, I'm not doing it. And they go, but you made a commitment. You got all these people, and they're going to be mad and everything. He goes, I am committed to my moment. I am committed to my heart. I'm committed to myself. So.
Thank you. That was my talk. Thank you.
Commitment to me is about trusting myself, that when I say yes, that I actually mean yes, and I'm not trying to placate someone. So it's about knowing where yes and no is. Excellent. Really knowing.
Let's pass it over here now to
Letting go of fear of whatever you might feel you lack, letting go of fear of not being worthy or deserving of something, and surrendering to your feeling of love and joy if what it is that you're wanting to commit to brings you those things. It's the fear of change that I feel often keeps me from saying yes.
Thank you. Let's pass back to Steve. And then we'll come over here. We'll visit the rest.
Okay, commitment to me is analogous to Texas Hold'em poker. You're all in. You're all in. You do it with faith, you do it with conviction, and there's no turning back. You've made a decision, you've made a commitment, and I'm going for it. I'm all in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, one more in this section. One more.
Just listening made me realize that, to me, making a commitment, in my experience, is you're saying yes to life, and you're saying yes not only to the love and the companionship of another person or the excitement of a new job, but also the challenges and the ups and the downs. And so it's saying yes to all of life.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes to all of life. We have John down here.
Recently, I've been daily committed to awareness that there are no accidents that happen to any one of us at any time, and that the good, the bad, and the ugly, if we always look at calling everything good until it becomes so, is a great way to navigate our way through life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, here we are.
Commitment to me is when you say yes, you're honoring yourself and those that you said yes to. And a funny story is I'm working the Love Lights booth today, which part of the proceeds go to donate to our building fund, and part of it is to the soap project. And as soon as I saw Robin this morning, I said, you almost got a text message from me that said, I can't come in. I'm in my bed, I've fallen asleep, and I can't get up. And she's like, oh, and I'm like, no, but I made the commitment, so I wanted to show up. So.
Yeah, thank you, yeah. Let's see, anybody else? This is a quiet side of the room.
They said everything over
Well, they did. That one little corner over there. They're, okay, we have, did you raise your hand? Okay. Monica.
I just thought of something. Commitment to me is like pushing past your vulnerability and asking for help, being able to ask for help and know that if you make a mistake, it's okay.
Beautiful. Yeah, it sounds like a commitment to yourself, first and foremost. Yeah. Yeah, we get commitment all tangled up in our minds with obligation, you know. We think somehow that if we commit to a program of action that there's that from here to the end of eternity, we are stuck. And so the word commitment can be loaded for each one of us depending on what our experience has been. As I was thinking about this subject and what commitment means to me, I really have to know that for me, I am always on the right track when my commitment is first to Spirit. Now, you know, I teach here and we all talk here about how there is no separation between me and Spirit. So what I mean by commitment to Spirit is a commitment to the divine part of who I am. Because my human part will chicken out every time. But the divine part of me says, I am here to be a part of something whole and great and lovely. Even though my human side says, I'd rather be playing solitaire. You know what I mean? So then it falls to us then to be very careful, as someone said, about what it is that we do commit to. Because if we commit because someone else wants something from us, or we think it's that which we are supposed to do, then what happens there? What do we end up feeling? Resentful, trapped. So if we go from the heart if we're always turning inward to the heart, I mean, I think about the commitment it takes to marry someone. That's an enormous commitment to me. I've never been married. What do I know? But the idea that people are afraid of making that commitment, I get. That resonates with me. Because the commitment has to be in the name of love. It has to be for whatever is going on in the heart that brings greater life to us, greater joy to us. And if it's not, then it is not the right thing to be committing to, I believe. I think about the commitment that we make here every day as we read our mission statement together. We're committed as an organization to a world that works for everyone, one person at a time, starting with me. That is my commitment. That's what makes my heart sing, is the idea that I get to hold a vision for a world of beauty, a world of grace and joy and prosperity and harmony for every single person, every creature. That's what I commit myself to. And if my commitment is always all that I have is in service to spirit, or is in service to a world that works for everyone, can I ever make a mistake? Can I ever make a wrong commitment? I don't think I can. All that I do is in service to spirit. Boy, I tell you, the minute I started chanting that every day, all of my bad habits came up in front of me. And every one of them cries out to be examined and said, oh yeah, is this for the highest best of spirit? I don't think so. So when you start making that kind of a commitment to yourself and your divine self, boy, oh boy, is it time for transformation. So now my question to you is, how do you know when you've fulfilled your commitment? Anybody want to say anything about that? Do you make a commitment for eternity ever after? Not very often. Not very often. How do you know when you fulfilled your commitment? Yes, Anne.
I know when I feel at peace in releasing whatever it is that I had committed to, when I'm okay with letting it go and releasing it.
Very good. Once again, it's your heart telling you, isn't it? It's when your heart changes to a different commitment. Let's hear from Rachel.
When you feel that it's become just part of your lifestyle, it's not something that you need to outwardly push yourself to do or be, it becomes you.
So when you have made it a part of your lifestyle and a part of your habit of living, okay.
We're given free will, okay? So we get to make our choices. And when I choose to commit to something, I've gone all in, I've given it my all. I also have tacit knowledge. Tacit meaning you know that you know that you know. And at some point, it may come, may never come, that tacit knowledge tells you it's time. You just know. And you also know, it's in your heart, that the time is right. I've served, I've done my thing, it's my highest good, and now it's time to move on or to uncommit if I need to.
Excellent. Excellent. Again, if that commitment is to that interior life, that bigger life, then whatever is yours to commit to is going to be before you. Now, I could hear this with my ego and go, oh, well, great, then if I get up some Sunday morning and say, nah, I'm not coming in. Yeah, it's my commitment, but my higher self says stay in bed. That's not the idea. That's not the idea. But there is the reality that sometimes when we make a commitment, and then all of a sudden we get up one day and everything in us is saying, no, I don't wanna. Has anyone else ever had that experience? Now, I've never had that on a Sunday morning, but I'm just saying, what if? We run into that point again where the human side, it makes such good arguments. It's like in a relationship with one morning you roll over and you say, who is that and why did I marry it? You know? Doesn't that happen? It does happen. So what keeps you going through those moments when your human ego is having a heyday and saying, well, Reverend Molly says that if it's not a commitment of the heart, then I don't have to do it today. What keeps you going is the vision of that initial commitment, that commitment to the heart, that commitment to companionship or love or joy or whatever it is that keeps you moving through. So that then as you fulfill that commitment on a daily basis, it's not a chore, it is, again, it's movement toward the light. Commitment, series of commitments, large and small, make up every moment of our forward motion. Every moment of our forward motion. Whether it's a commitment to another game of solitaire, or whether it's a commitment to finishing your college education. If you examine your life, every moment is a commitment of some kind. So ours is to look and see what it is that we're committed to. Now. And making intelligent, soulful choices. Because I believe that we're all here to live joy-filled lives filled with love and life and laughter. We are all here to live lives of community and joy. And so if every commitment I make is toward that, how can I ever take a wrong step? Oh, I can make some bad choices, and I do regularly. But for the most part, if your compass is based on answering to a higher commitment, then there's happy, joyous freedom right there in every commitment that we make. I love Stephen Covey's remarks this morning that were read. He talks about proactivity as being the number one habit for a successful person. Being proactive. And being proactive means actively choosing commitments. Because commitments support our intentions. If we just have intentions and don't build a program of action to support that, then we don't have intentions at all. We just have dreams. So we can create in mind the most powerful intentions we can think of. But unless our hearts and our feet follow with a commitment to that, it doesn't mean a lot. So that, I believe, as I think about this as one of the values for our organization, I think it applies very well to the idea of us getting a new building. You know, we are now exploring just what that commitment means to each of us as we move forward, looking down the road a year at having a space that we can call our own. It's going to require a commitment of some kind from the organization and from the people who make up the organization. The idea of going to 2 services is a commitment to opening our doors even wider, allowing even more people to come in and enjoy what we've created here, because I tell you, we have something special here. So my commitment, I renew my commitment to you today. My commitment to you is to follow my heart, is to follow my soul, is to answer to the higher self that I represent here. And I hold you to that same commitment. So let's go into prayer around that, shall we? as I think about what's in my heart right now, in this now moment. I feel joy. And I know that the joy that I feel right now is the one joy, because there's only one joy felt by all. The love that is in my heart in this now moment is not mine alone. It's the one love that is shared by all. The power of my standing here before you is not my power. It is the power of the one that each of us shares. And what I know about that power and love and joy and presence that I call God is that it is the one commitment. That God's commitment to me is to always say yes. That's God's commitment to the world, is to continually pour itself into becoming in an eternal cycle of yes. So I have that commitment that I stand upon, that I live upon. And I base all of my commitments going forward. And I claim that truth for each person here, that each of us is a beam of the one light. Each of us is a spark of the one joy, fire of the one love. And that each of us is here to follow that flame within, to making deeper and deeper commitment to life. I have enough, and all that I have is in service to Spirit. I give enough, and all that I give is in service to Spirit. I do enough, and all that I do is in service to Spirit. I am enough, and all that I am is in service to Spirit. So I move forward into this new day, proclaiming a new way for myself and for each person here. A way of commitment with joy, with love, with peace, with vitality. Committing to that internal yes that has already said yes to me. Committing to a deeper, wider channel of Spirit in the world. And I watch my world transform. I watch the people that I meet becoming softer, kinder, more loving. I watch as the world around me conforms to the idea of God in action. God in manifestation, and it's good. It's very, very good. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful.
Oh, that we could always see such Spirit through the